In 3, 2, all right. Comcast has been playing some shit. I reset all my routers and stuff, so maybe this will work out this time. Opening up my YouTube portal. Portals. There I am. All right. So I found all the fixtures and stuff. What I'm gonna do is I've done a little housekeeping too. I've lifted my tank up to where it needs to be. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and pump everything out of my tote. Excuse me. I'm gonna pump everything out of my tote and into my holding tank, and then I'm gonna transfer from the holding tank into. Yeah, we're back. Hey, Tater. And we're back. Let's go to the picture-in-picture. I've been slacking because I should have transferred everything from that tote into my holding tank a month ago, but I haven't. I just haven't done it yet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna. What should I do? I think I'm gonna move the 25 gallons out first, and then transfer. I'm gonna pump it into my tank. Would it be easier if I pumped it in the tank and moved the 25 gallons out? Yeah, it probably would be. But that means I'm going to need to hoist that thing up too. Well, I can do that later. I don't need to do that tonight. Dinner's on its way to my house as well. So, I'm sorry. My lovely wife is on her way to my house, which means we're going to start making dinner when she gets home. So, yeah, we got stuff. Anyway, let's see what we got. I'm going to switch cameras to the main cam, please. There we go. Live cam. All right. So this thing's broken. The drill works, but the pump is not working. I don't know what's wrong with the pump. I think we might have melted a gasket at one point, and now it's just not working. Because I think I ran material through there that was too hot. Which happens when you're an idiot. Which I am. Sometimes, occasionally, not always. And it's not that I'm stupid, it's just that I don't always know what I'm doing. And sometimes, when you don't know what you're doing, it gets you in trouble. Because you're like, oh, what's the worst that happened? And then, like, you know, you end up with, like, crippling depression. Like, that's the worst that can happen. It's crippling depression. Which one of these hoses do I want to use? I think I want to use this one. Yeah. This is the smaller of the two, I believe. No, this one. Smaller of the two right here. I want to use the smaller of the hoses if I can. And that should be this one. Ugh. There we go. All right, so the barrels have been cured and drained of their water. It's cobweb season, apparently, at the Old Humble Distilling Company, because literally everything is covered in cobwebs right now. Everything. But what I'm going to do, I've changed my mind again. I'm going to go ahead and do the 25 gallons into my mixing barrel. And then from there, after that, I'm going to pump everything into my barrel, because I want to get this in the barrels, or at least proofed to where it needs to be today. I don't want to screw around with this any more than I have to. I want to get this done. And putting it in the barrels is a simple process. It's a gravity-fed system. It goes from tote to barrel, and I lift it up and dump it in. Piece o' cakes. I've got a handy little tool here to cap off my tank or my hose in between. Now, the only challenge with this is because it's gravity fed, it comes out the bottom of the tote and then it's got to come over a hump and into here. So that's always a little bit of a challenge when it's coming to the end of the tote, which is where we're at. We're at our last like 120 gallons or so. So I've got to be cautious to make sure we don't break the siphon pump or the siphon. And I may not get everything out of it that I need to get. I may have to go to the pump. Charlotte's Web issues. You want a bottle of Old Forester 100? What? Well, I'm glad I sent you over to the Bourbon School crew. They're good folks. They're good folks. They asked for a bottle of our Boomtown bourbon, sent me the cash for it. I sent them a bottle. I sent them a couple of bottles. So they're going to be doing an episode for my whiskey soon at some point. Even if they don't, as long as they just enjoyed the bottle, I'm happy. Happy for them to have enjoyed it. All right, good. So far, so good. Open this up. The whiskey has made its way. No leaks. That's a good sign. Okay. So now, next step. We're going to have siphon issues. All right, good. So the first thing I need to do, I need about 32 gallons at 125 or less proof. And I believe this is, last I clocked it, last I recorded it, it was at 135 proof. So I'm going to take another measurement of it when this bucket fills up, find out where we're at. A bottle of Old Forester is a good bottle. 100 proof. It's Old Forester 100, I think you said. It's 100 proof. I mean, it's a high proof Kentucky whiskey. Not bad. Not bad. Not a bad choice at all. All right, so I'm gonna go grab my hydrometer, do some science content real quick, and I keep my hydrometer tools in a very specific place so that I do not lose them. Unlike everything else in my shop, which I just randomly throw around and lose all the time. And I'm going to need this too. So what this is going to do is it's going to tell me what the proof is. And I don't need to know exactly what the proof is. I just kind of need to know, I need to be in the ballpark. Because I'm going to add water to bring the proof down. And if I'm you know, I measure it and it says 138, or if it's 138 and I measure 135 or 140, that's fine. I don't need to know exactly what it is, because if I pull 25 gallons, or if I pull 23 gallons, or if I pull 28 gallons, I add water to it and bring it down. The important thing is the finishing proof is less than 125, or yeah, less than 125. So that's at 74 degrees. 74 degrees. So I go to my calibration file, which is known as Table 1. If I can find it. Where is it? Drive? No, it's on my phone. Bond, Direct Spirits. Where is it? Screenshot. Table 1. Here it is. All right. So we have 74 degrees, and I am reading a measurement of 72, 73. So that'll tell me. I don't have any good rants today, other than the usual, you know. 144 proof at 74 degrees. 144, it's 139 is what I'm seeing. But I'll let it float there one more time. Get a real good picture of it at, let's see here, that's 48, 46, 44. Yep, 48, 46, 44. 144, 48, 46, 44, even 42. So 142 really. So it's showing me 137, between 137 and 139 is what I'm seeing. So now I can sit down and do math content. Come here to our picture-in-picture screen. We see everything over there. No, less of me, more of that. So I'm seeing a proof of about 130. What did I say? 130. Let's call it 130. 138. Let's split the difference. Call it 138 proof. 138. That divided by 2. 138 divided by 2 is 69. Nice. 69. So that's 69% ABV right now. All right. And I want 69. 69% is what we've got. So I want 30 gallons at 125 proof. 125 is 62.5. So divided by 0.62, 162.5. So that would be 40. No, that's not right. 32 gallons times 62.5 divided by 100. That would be 20 gallons of alcohol. So I need 20 gallons of alcohol. And if my alcohol is at 69%, I need to divide that 20 by 0.69. That means I need 28.9 gallons. So let's call it 29 gallons. 29 gallons. I need 29 gallons of alcohol, to which I'll add 3 gallons of water. So I need 29G plus 3G H2O. And I should probably get 28 gallons and 4 gallons of water, or 5 gallons of water. That's probably what I'll do. I'll do 28, go 28 plus 5. And that'll give me just a little bit left over. Because it's probably better to have a little bit left over than to be short. It'd be a little bit under 120 or 125 than a little bit over. All right. So there's the next thing. So I've got 1, that's 5. So I need 5 times 1. I need 5 times 5 plus 3. All right. Time to get to work. This up. You have done an admirable job. Thank you, Mr. Hydrometer. Employee of the month right there. But it is just the first day of the month, so you know it really shouldn't get too high and mighty. There's still plenty of time for a new employee of the month to take its place. I do have some updates on some fun stories that I've been working on. So, you know, everybody always says that no great story ever starts with, "So I was having a salad." I've got 2 great stories that start with, "So I was having a salad." Because here's what's up. June 13th, June 13th, 2015, 2016. I had just bought my partners out. I'm sorry, 2017. That's 2. I bought my partners out in 2015. Relaunched the whole distillery, rebranded everything. Had our big release party, second release party. Had just released our special reserve, or just developed our special reserve, bottled up a whole bunch of it, and our distributor had not presented my whiskey to Specs. 3. So, I was at a loss. This is barrel number 4, or batch, bucket number 4. This will be number 5. So I was at kind of a loss. And I went to a little lunch place on my lunch break called La Madeleine. This is when I worked at the bank still. Go to this little place called La Madeleine, and I had a chicken Caesar salad. And while I'm eating my chicken Caesar salad, I think to myself, well, why the hell am I relying on my distributor to present my fucking whiskeys? Why don't I just go present it myself? So I called up Specs to see if they were in the office and if I could come and visit them. They said, yeah, come on. So I finished my salad, paid my bill, and I went to Specs. And I go in to their office, and I give my pitch, and I say, hey, I don't know if you guys know me, but we're a little distillery over in Humble, Texas, just around the corner. We make the finest damn whiskey in all the land. There we go. Siphon problems. 1, 4, 3, 5, 4, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3 gallons right there. Perfect. 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 Anyway, so I go in there and I'm like, what do we need to do to get into more stores? And they say, well, you need a better distributor. You need to talk to these guys. We have a really good relationship with them. Or you need to talk to these guys, or you need to talk to these guys. I said, okay, well, I'll start with that first one on the list. You got a phone number, a name, somebody I can talk to? He said, yep. Gave me a phone number, gave me a name. I immediately left his office, went to their office, or I called up the guy the name of the guy that he gave me. And I said, hey, such and such sent me to you. Blah, 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 blah. He said, all right, come on in, let me see what you got. And I went in there with what I had. And 5 months later, this was June, 4 months later, in October, we had our whiskey on shelves. We went from 100 stores to 125 stores. And it started with a salad. And it included our new whiskey, the Special Reserve. All right, so that's going to mix together for a little while. Not Juneteenth, it was June 13th, not June 14th. Just so happens that also coincides with a fairly significant holiday, though not of national import. At the moment, it should be national at some point, but that will be more important at a later date. Okay, so that was 28 gallons plus almost 5 gallons of water, 4.5, give or take. So we should be down to right around 120-ish proof. That should fill up our barrels, because our barrels should take about 32 gallons of whiskey. And then tomorrow, what I'll do is tomorrow I will come back and hook up the pump and actually pump the whiskey into that big first container, the big storage container there. So yeah, that's how we got into Specs. It was June 13th. After I had a salad for lunch, I just called up the office. I went, hey, I want to be in your office. I want to be in your stores. And they're like, okay. This is the path we need to follow. I'm like, all right, let's follow that path. Let's go. Flash forward from May 2018. Yeah, probably May 2018. Flash forward to May 2018, from May 2018 to April of 2023, just last month. Or March, 2 months ago. In mid-March, I was having a salad. I eat salads. And taking, notes about various places to get into, writing down the targeted sales locations, expand our shelf space at Specs, we've targeted Twin Liquor, we've targeted more stores at Total Wine. We're looking at a few shops abroad, mail order, lots of stuff that we're working on. Several irons in the fires that we're working on. And one name kept coming up. I kept coming back to it. Is this local chain here in Houston, in the Houston area? Well, it's in Texas, but they're based in the Houston area. Hi, Sunflowers. Welcome to the party. They're based in the Houston area, but they're statewide. They have stores from Austin to Beaumont and all the way up and through the hinterland to East Dallas and West Dallas. but it's like 48 stores. It's not. It's big. It's big by liquor store chain uh, uh, numbers. You know, they've got a bunch of retail outlets. But I've been trying to get into their stores since 2019, since before the pandemic, since before the apocalypse. I've been trying to, I've called them, I've left messages, I've tried to, you know, I've, I've, I've called them, left message, called them, left messages, called them, left messages, off and on. Then the apocalypse happens, and we kind of lose a little bit track of the feed, and I start calling them again, and I lose track of the feed, I start calling them again. I said, you know what? I need to make them a hobby. I need to make a hobby out of these guys. So I set an alarm on my phone. Every day at 11:30 in the month of April, this alarm on my phone would go off and remind me to call their operations center. There's a phone number to call for future business if you want an appointment to present products, etc., etc. So I set an alarm, called them up every day, every business day in the month of April. Monday through Friday, every day at 11:30, my alarm would go off, call them. So I would call them. I'm overclocking this thing. I need to go back down a little bit. Um, and it was, when was it? It took all month for them to finally, I called them, how many consecutive days? I called them every single day in the month of, it was the 24th of April when I got my first acknowledgement of my existence from them. Letting me know that they're not set up with our distributor. They can't carry our whiskey at this time. In a voicemail. And I tried to call them back and call me back, let me know what's going, but they didn't leave a phone number to call them back, so I'm just calling the main office, calling the main office, calling the main office. That was the 24th, so there was a whole nother week of April left, so I call for the remainder of the month, close it out. Haven't called back since the end of April. I'd needle them a little bit on Twitter too. Needled them a little bit. It was like, this day 14, consecutive calling. Day 12, consecutive calling. Day 9, consecutive calling. Operators are standing by. It's a match made in heaven. You know what makes, what's better than Wine Wednesday? Whiskey Wednesday. You know what's better than Margarita Mondays? Whiskey Monday. You know what's better? Just kind of needling a little bit on the social medias. Still hadn't gotten a call back from them. No acknowledgement whatsoever. And I make a little tongue-in-cheek post that, I'm not sure they really do support local businesses or Texas whiskey. That got their attention. Their operations manager sent me an email today. And I'm not going to name names. I don't need to. I don't want to put them on blast. We're having a good dialogue. They're good people. We're having a good dialogue. They're good people. And I am very hopeful for the direction that this is going. But it got his attention. He sent it to me. It sounded like he disparaging the name. I'm not discouraging people to come to your shop. I'm not disparaging the name. Just trying to get y'all's attention. Just trying, and that's all I've wanted. And he said this is, he made the comment in his email that this is not the best way to get a hold of us. Not the best way to get our attention. And I said, with all due respect, I've been trying to get a response from y'all since 2019. For more than 3 years, I've been trying to get a response from you guys. This is the first time I've gotten a response. So, respectfully, this seems to have been the best way to get your attention. And, all I'm asking for is an opportunity. All I'm asking for is a chance to present my whiskey. If there's a problem with whatever channels it is to get the whiskey into your shop, let me know. Tell me what the road is, what pavement I need to travel on to get to your front door. What do I need to do? Tell me what the problem is. Let me solve the problem. Put that problem in my lap. Let me solve it. And then he told me who his distributors were and what their reluctance was with adding a new distributor. And I said, okay, I can work with that problem. So now I've got a new project, the next phase of the project. They're good people. They really are. They're good people. They do good work. They have beautiful stores. They're clean stores. They're dotted all around. They ring all around the Houston market, all up and down the Northwest corridor out of Houston into the. They're not in the well, they're in they're in cities in Texas that would be major cities in other states. Like cities that are between 50 and 250,000 people that don't normally that don't exactly clock people's attention in the state of Texas because they're overshadowed by three major metroplexes that have 2.5 million to 7 million people in them. But in like Wyoming, 250,000 people is a lot of people. If you had 5 cities that had 150,000 people, you'd be like, oh, cream in your pants. But I'm very hopeful of our prospects now because we're on their map. We have their attention. I've got a response from him. He's on my list. I can kind of send him reminders, send him little ticklers here and there. And now I have a problem for which I can find a solution. And hopefully we can solve the problem. I can work with my distributor. We can solve the problem, and we can make sure that it will not be complicating. And it may not work out. It may not work out. We may put our whiskey in their stores. It may not sell, and it may not go any further from there. Or we could put our whiskey in their stores. We could sell them out, and have a thriving little business. So that's all. But that's all I want to know. And that's all I wanted. I just wanted the opportunity. I wanted a chance. I'm more than willing to walk up to the plate. All I need is somebody to throw me some pitches. Give me a damn chance to swing the bat. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. And that's what they're offering. So far, the door is not closed. It's not shut off. It's not impossible. So it's been a good day. It's been a good day. It's been a good week. I'm very hopeful. I'm very excited. I'm very hopeful. And hey, cheers, Dustin. Welcome to the party. I don't know if it will require getting a new distributor. It may mean hooking up with a distributor just for these stores. Maybe. I don't know. It may mean hooking up with a distributor just for these stores. I hope I don't have to drop my distributor just to service these individual stores, but I mean, the distributor I've got is the 5th largest distributor in the state of Texas. I mean, they already work with the 4 largest distributors. So we'll see. We'll see how it works out. I'll keep you guys posted. And again, it all started, just like the thing with Specs, it all started with a salad for lunch. I was eating a salad. True story. So now you can tell people when somebody says, no good story begins with, so I was having a salad. You can tell people, well, I know 2 good stories that begin with, so I was having a salad. 2 good stories. 2 good stories. The 5th largest distributor in the state of Texas is sizable. They are sizable. They focus only on Texas. The difference between them and the four majors, the top 3 majors in Texas, or 3 of the top 4 majors in Texas, are regional or national, and you know who they are. The 3rd one used to be just Texas, but I think they're regional now because they merged. So the 4 largest distributors in Texas, if you know who the largest distributors in the country are, you know who they are. The 5th largest distributor in Texas. I mean, they're not nothing. They're not chump change. They can serve anyone in the state. That's who they are. And if the salad's good enough, you can definitely make friends with salad, my man. But yeah, now you know 2 good stories that started with, So I was having a salad. And they were good salads, too. One was a chicken Caesar. One was chicken Caesar, and the other one was a homemade concoction that was this chicken bacon vinaigrette thing that we had at the house. Really fucking delicious. Really fucking delicious. So there you go. All right. So I gotta do some stuff over here with this tote real quick. Let me switch cameras, or at least scenes. Simpsons wouldn't make a song about it if it wasn't true. That you do have a good point there. The Simpsons wouldn't do a thing about it at all if it wasn't true. Come on, close you off. All right. Now, I need to move this back. I could go ahead and pump this full into my tankard here. I could. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. First things first. First things first, I'm going to learn how to put a lid on this motherfucker. So tomorrow, this goes into my barrels. I was going to barrel this today, but I'll go ahead and barrel it up tomorrow. There we go. And tomorrow, I will begin the process of building out my wall for the bathroom, bringing up the wall. Because next week, I'm going to actually call plumbers to install the proper plumbing fixtures, the behind the wall plumbing. I will be installing the in front of the wall plumbing, the actual toilet and sink and those things. That'll be my role. And then once that's done, I'll finish walling everything in. So what I'm doing here is I'm just draining this line a little bit. I'm draining this line so that I can disconnect it from down here. So that I can then pump it into my permanent storage tank over here. Or not permanent, but in-house storage tank. My storage tank. Bright storage tank, as it is called. Okay. And this is there we go. I was going to say it's a tricky maneuver. It turns out it wasn't that tricky after all. Everything we do is a pain in the ass. Nothing is, shit. Nothing is easy. It's all manual. All dirty jobs, as Mike Rowe would say. Let's see here. That'll do. All right. All right. You're good. You over here. And now in a couple of weeks, or in a couple of months, rather, we're going to turn on one of our stills and make a very special product as soon as peach season comes full circle and finishes up with their stuff, so that I can get some nice cheap peaches, you know, end of season peaches, the good ones, the ones that are good for distilling, because they're ugly. The scratch and dent peaches, so to speak. Ugh. I do have one rant that I could go on, but I'm in such a fucking good mood. I don't want to, like, spoil it with some just cranky old man shit if I don't have to. You know what I mean? All right. And nice and well lifted. We move back here into the back. I mean, it's prom season. In fact, I am gonna go off on this because it kind of pisses me off in general. Because I've got boys. I've got good boys. Good, decent boys. And it's a funny fucking joke. Ha ha ha. It's prom season, and some deranged motherfucker with a daughter who is gonna grow up to have serious fucking issues posts his shithead little picture of him threatening his daughter's boyfriend with a gun on prom night. You know what? I did this ass backwards. I gotta come out and I should have this in the back because this can be my lift. This is what I need to do. Anyway, so these deranged motherfuckers post their little pictures threatening the boys of their daughters, their daughter's boyfriends, with their fucking guns, and they're like, ha ha ha, it's funny. I'm threatening a child with a weapon. Ha 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 ha. Don't fuck my daughter like I would because I'll shoot you. Ha 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 ha. Threatening murder and violence is funny. So help me God. Neither one of my boys is going, or neither one of my oldest boys are going to prom today, or this weekend, this month, next month, whenever. But so help me God. If any of my sons, including my youngest, any of them, show me a picture of their boyfriend, of their girlfriend's dad, pointing a goddamn gun at them before they go to prom, I swear to fucking God, that will be the last photo that son of a bitch ever posts. And I don't mind going to jail for that shit either. That is fucking deranged, lunatic shit. If you're gonna threaten my son, even if it's in jest, if you're gonna pull a gun on my son, you sure as goddamn well better be willing to pull it on me too, because I'm gonna fucking defend my son's honor. I'm gonna defend him till my last breath. You will have fucked up. This shit makes me absolutely sick. And you know, I used to think, haha, that's funny. I used to think it was. I used to think it was funny. Fucking hilarious. But then I was like, wait a minute. These are just kids. That ain't right. That ain't fucking right. These are just kids. These are just kids having some fun on prom night, and you're gonna fucking pull a gun on them? That is not cool. That is not funny. Ugh, you are a grown ass man. And this is what serves as good judgment for you? Are you kidding me? All right. So that's my water pump. Centrifugal water pump. Everything we do is a pain in the ass. Yeah, I think you're right. I can't really go against The Simpsons. I mean, The Simpsons are they're prophetic, right? I mean, they called the Trump presidency, didn't they? They also called the Schwarzenegger presidency. McBain as president. President McBain goes in here and out there. In here, out there. All right. My pants are loose on my body. That one. Nope, wrong sized. That one. And this one. Yep, that's the right gasket right there. All right. There's that one. Now, I'm going to plug in that one. I think I need to borrow this gasket here, if I'm not mistaken. I'll bring it back. I promise. It'll be as good as when you saw it the first time. And this will be the last task for today. Well, I'll wrap this up. We had technical difficulties earlier. A little bit slow getting things started. 2 different attempts to start this live stream. 2 different attempts. This is the 3rd attempt. And it seems to be going pretty well. So what I ended up doing is literally rebooting my computer and the router. My computer has been updating software for the last 3 days, and I've been having weird performance issues with my computer for the last 3 days. It has been legitimately pissing me off. Okay, that's the clamp there that goes to this. Plug it back into there. There we go. Motherfucker. I am looking forward to the day when we have our systems more automated and just easier to operate in general. But today is not that day. I am still at the phase of operations where when I come into the distillery in the summer, I leave a sweaty mess. Because, as I said before, everything we do is hard. But not too long in the future, not too far in the future, things will get easier. Yep, that's heads that says it will. Over here. All right. Let's see here. Make sure my valves are properly opened. You're closed. You're closed. You're open. You're closed. All right. And you're closed. Yeah. I'll need to open the valve on the tote. Totenberg. There's a person, a reporter, if I'm not mistaken, with NPR named Nina Totenberg. I don't remember what she does, but for some reason I recognize that name. I don't know why it just came to my mind. Oh, I know why it came to my mind, because I just said the word tote. But you know, it was a risky fucking gambit. Fully harassing that retailer like that. It was a risky damn gambit. I'm not gonna lie. I could have fully burned that bridge. I could have doused it in kerosene and tossed all the matches on it by pulling this stunt. It was a real fucking risk. But the way I looked at it is I didn't really have much to lose. You know? Yeah, I mean, what would happen? The worst that could happen. You know? That they wouldn't call me back? Ever? I mean, at least I got them to call me back. Okay. Filling up. This is why I didn't want to use this pump to fill up that barrel. Because it would have just, I wouldn't have been able to control it. It would have come out too fast. What's going on? Have we stalled? Okay, there we go. It's coming again. But yeah, it would have come out too fast. I wouldn't have been able to control it. I would have been able to measure it, which would have been even worse. All right. Almost done. $275 liters. We're getting down to the bottom of the dregs over here, really. Well, it's not dregs. I hear it pulling air. We don't have dregs in a tote. We just have... It is pulling a little bit of air in, though. All right. It is accomplishing its task as designed. And I know y'all are in chat. I'll get over there in a second. There's not much left in here. And you see, when it comes to these totes, I'm like a kid with the pudding jar. I'm like scraping out the last little bits out of the bottom, trying to get every fucking drop. Because for me, you know, 2 or 3 bottles, that's like $100. That pays my cable bill, my internet bill, you know? I need to get that out of here. Oh, come on. Oh. Y'all didn't see that. Don't tell my wife. All right, we're still pulling a little bit out of there. We're getting a little bit of air in the line because it's down at the very, very bottom. But that's a problem because it's not gonna. All right, so what I'm gonna do next, not tonight, what I'm gonna do after this is hoist this up using my gantry crane. Hoist it up using my gantry crane. And get the last little bits out of there. There's probably another 15 gallons in there still. At least 5. But if I can get the last little bits out of there, that'll be good. But this in that stainless tank, everything we do is a pain in the ass. Make some MOP sheets for your equipment. Oh, I'm the only person here, so I don't need procedures. But you know, in general, probably not a bad idea. Probably not a bad idea. So the good thing about these tanks, the reason I really like these tanks more than I like the totes, is because these buckets fit right under the tank. They're at the right height. So these buckets are perfect, or the tanks are perfect for the buckets. So I can fill the buckets directly from the tanks without having to go through all the rigmarole of transfers and nonsense like that. Ah, shit. But I still need to watch my shit because I don't like this. Spills aren't really that big of a deal because it looks like a lot. You know, you spill a glass of water on the ground and it like goes all over the place, but it's really just a few ounces. But like I was saying earlier, like for me, a gallon is 5 bottles of whiskey. 5 bottles of whiskey is my cable bill. So I don't like to waste and spill stuff. If I can avoid it, even if it's just, you know, 1 bottle, that's, you know, that's money that I can use. 1 bottle's not nothing. 1 bottle's nothing to a big operation. And eventually I'll get to the place where I don't really give a shit about 1 bottle. I'll be like, it's fine, it's just 1 bottle. But right now, 1 bottle's a lot of money still. You know? And I'm going to get a little spill coming out of this because the machine is full of liquor. But that's okay. What I don't want is to lose everything in the hose. Hose be tripping. Everything we do is a pain in the ass. And what's in this hose is probably no more than a couple of gallons of alcohol. Probably. I'll find out in a minute. But again, a couple of gallons of alcohol, 10 bottles, at $60 a bottle. That's a lot of fucking alcohol. That's a lot of money. And for a multi-million-dollar corporation, that's not a lot of money. You spill that all the time. That's nothing. Spills are nothing. But when you're a multi-hundred-dollar corporation or a multi-thousand-dollar corporation, aspiring to be a million-dollar corporation, that's a lot of fucking money. I don't want it to be a lot of money. You know, when you're counting pennies, I mean, $600 could be my marketing budget for an entire month. Like, for real. Come on, stay. Get up there. Atta girl. And yes, I anthropomorphize these things. This is a girl because it's a pain in the ass. But it's my pain in the ass. Y'all are a pain in the ass, but you're my pain in the ass. And I'm not giving you up for nothing. I'll fight for that pain. You're mine forever and ever. Amen. All right, that should do it. And just as a point, what's in here? Just about 2 gallons. Just about 2 gallons. Which would be, actually, that's probably a little more than 10, because this is 135 proof. So what'll happen with this is I'm going to hoist it up with the gantry crane, and I'm going to just try and get the rest of it out of there tomorrow, the next day, later this weekend, whenever. Dirty jobs, baby. All right. That's where we're at. No sparks in my shop, ting ting. No sparks in my shop. And actually, no lie, this is the process that was happening when another local distillery had an explosion. It was B.J. Hooker's. B.J. Hooker's distillery on the other side of Humble had a major explosion, literally blew the roof off their facility. Lifted it up a foot and moved it over. It was very bad. I think somebody was hospitalized. I think they pulled through. I don't think they died, but it was a very bad incident. And B.J. Hooker's went from an independent distillery to being owned by a local distillery here in town. Another local distillery here in town. It was a very bad situation for them and for the community in general. I mean, everybody, you know, except for the except for the people who were seriously injured. Everybody else was okay. We just had a couple of little spills over here. But the really cool thing about high-proof alcohol is a couple of spills will get can be cleaned up real fast with just some moving air. So all these little spills will be dried up in just a few minutes. A few quick minutes. Now, I am going to do a live sipping forum, a sip and chat live late night tonight. I've already talked with my son to borrow his computer, which should allow me to do a proper restream forum without bumps and bruises and technical difficulties and headaches, if he's remembered to bring his computer downstairs. I don't know if that's the case yet or not, because I have not been home for the last several hours. But it is very kind of him to let me borrow his computer, because he paid for that thing by himself with his job, his money. I mean, I got a job when I was a kid in order to pay for my car. He does not want to drive. He does not want a car. He wanted a computer. He didn't want the responsibility of having a car. He didn't want the danger of driving on our roadways. He didn't want to mess with it. I'm like, all right, kiddo. That's going to change, no doubt, in a year when he goes to school. He's going to need to get a car, probably, when he goes to school, because it's really tough to be a freshman on campus and not have a car. Well, I guess, depending on the campus, I suppose. I'm sure there are campuses where you don't need a car as a freshman. Nothing is easy. All right. Into your corner, or you will stay. All right, so when it's time to drain this, in the next couple of days, I hoist it up by the gantry crane, and I'll just drain it into my buckets, and then lift them up here and dump them in directly. That won't be that big of a deal. Oh, yeah, I know. There's a lot of them require freshmen to live on campus. A lot of them require them to live on campus for the first year. Texas State requires them to live on campus for the first year, and then they're allowed to move off campus the year after that. But it wasn't that it got hot. They were using an unshielded pump to pump and mix their whiskey, and it wasn't somebody who worked for the distillery. It was somebody who worked for a brand that they were bottling for, and they were blending their whiskey, and he was using an unshielded pump, and the fumes got into the motor, and spark plus fumes equals kaboom, and he had an explosion. I know you're joking, Ting. But yeah, it was sparks plus fumes, and he had a kaboom. And that was the end of BJ Hookers. And yes, it was the name of an actual person. The person who started that distillery. They made vodka. I think they were working on a whiskey. I don't know. They weren't around long enough for it to matter. I mean, not to be glib about it, but that's kind of the truth. They exploded. So now the last thing to do is kind of spread this out so that it will dry up faster. I don't want to rinse it with water because the water won't help it. The water will dilute it, but it won't evaporate it. As 135 proof liquor, I mean, it's already almost evaporated. It's already just about gone. If I were to douse it with water, it would neutralize it so that it wouldn't be dangerous, but it would also not evaporate. It's pretty much, just with that sweeping, it's now pretty much dry. There's discoloration, but there's no standing liquid. And if I threw a match down here, it would not light. So we're safe. We're safe. Okay. Back here to my production studio. The problem now is that that fan is pointed the wrong direction. And it is like 90 something degrees. And I don't have any wind. What is the fucking temperature right now? 83. It's 83 and sticky. It was 92 degrees when I got here. All right. How long have we been going? What's the status of the stream? Looks like 120 minutes, 2 hours. That's good. So we've logged about 3 hours today. I'm ahead on my watch hours compared to last year, which is good, but I'm still way behind on my log hours compared to my goal. So, you know, there's that. Big me, little that. Tomorrow I'm filling the barrels. I'm going to let that finish blending. I guess I could fill the barrels tonight, but it's like 8:45. I want to go home and eat dinner. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm going to fill the damn barrels. Okay. Back to the main screen. Bam. All right. So this is the barrel right here. Let's get the camera in the right spot. Okay. Camera's there. Go right here. All right, so what we do to fill the barrels. This is the barrel we're going to use. Not you, get out of the way. Turn my fan back over here. Okay. All right. So I need my lift jack, which is over here. All right. So as the process goes, we have already proofed the whiskey to get it to the proper proof for going into the barrel, which is no higher than 125. And I should take another reading before I put it in the barrels just to make sure. But my calculations are that it's about 123. Which is perfectly acceptable. Because 123 is not higher than 125. And the requirement by law is that it be no higher than 125. I still can't believe I'm doing this for a living. I mean, it's so damn surreal to me that I get to do this for a living. You know? Like, have you ever woken up? I mean, I did it with my old job, but it was like, I can't believe people pay me to do this. You know? Like, I can't believe this is a job. Because to a large extent, my old job, only existed because it was required to exist by law in most states. This job is not required to exist. This job is pure fantasy baseball type of shit. You know? This is just 100% like, you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but you know, if you want to, here's your roadmap. And then like the roadmap's blank because nobody knows how to do this for a living for real. So I got three siphons and 3 barrels. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fill these 3 barrels up. Then I'm going to flip it around and fill the other 3 up. And I'm just going to use plain old siphon power. Except that's probably not going to work. For numerous reasons. But I gotta try one thing real quick to see if I can make it work better. And that would be, this will work. Popping these 3 together. Dropping them down in the juice. Okay, that's still not going to be ideal. Everything we do is a pain in the ass. Oh, fuck me. Oops. This will work. Nice and meaty. All right. And now we siphon. The way people siphon. Woo, that's good. Woo. Delicious. All right. That's good. And now we wait. Woo. And now we wait. There we go. Let's talk to chat real quick. Yes, Ting, it did get hot remarkably fast this year. I'm hoping we still get a few good days of cool, relatively cool spring weather. You know, I mean, we just get the best we can, I suppose. Do the best we can with what we got. Getting high on my own supply. I actually have 2 bottles of whiskey that I need to do a sip along with. That I need to do like a review show. I want to do a review for one and a compare and contrast with the other. You know, my personal favorite, Woodford Reserve, versus my personal stash, Boomtown Bourbon. Oh shit! Get back in there. Ah, get back in there. Oh, this one's not going anywhere. Huh. Come on. All right. It's going to take a while. These are very tiny siphons. Very tiny siphons. But that's a fine. That's a fine. I want it to take as long as it has to take. Now, I wonder if I can use a bigger hose. If I have a funnel, I might be able to use a bigger one. Let's see if I have a funnel back here. Disco, got a funnel. All right, let's see what we can do. I'm going to take you and put you in there. Okay, you come over here. I wonder if this will actually move faster if I have a larger hose going in here. Ah, that didn't work. All right, I got to do this an easier way. Come on. I don't think it works if the siphon has to be lower than the outflow has to be lower than the intake, doesn't it? Ah, shit. Son of a bitch. I need to get that fucking pump fixed. I need to fix the pump. Or replace it, one or the other. I mean, get a garden pump from Ace Hardware. They're closed now. They close at 6. See my back. My back. My balls. The sweat. What is it? My back, my crack. Sweat drips down my balls? Isn't that what it is? Alright. Well, it's 9 o'clock. We're going to come back and we're going to finish this later. I don't really have much else to do tonight. And this could take me an hour. Just the siphoning. And I guarantee my wife has texted me like 100 times. Where are you at? We're eating dinner. When are you going to be home? I want to eat dinner. Oh, she hasn't. I'll be damned. Now I feel bad. She's a lovely woman. I do. I love her with all my heart. Uh, let's see here. I've done it before with my filter. Filling it up with my filter. You know what I could do? You know what I could do? Watch me be innovative real quick. 3. See here, this one would go here. Come on. Here? Will you fit? Ah, fuck you. I've got all these pumps and stuff that I can use for smaller scales. I could do this. Watch this. Watch me be innovative. I can innovate. My other hose line. Here we go. Little bitty pretty ones. Come on and listen to me. Little bitty pretty one. All right. Now. There we go. Look at me. Oh, shit. Being so fucking smart. As I forget to close the valves on 2 of my barrels. Document the journey. Document the journey. I almost did a really stupid thing there trying to be innovative. But earlier, when I drained the barrels of the water, so step 1 with the barrels is to cure them. You receive the barrels from the cooper, and then you're supposed to fill them with water in order to swell the staves and seal the barrels. So step 1 with these barrels was filling them with water, and they've been filled with water now for a week. In a couple of them's cases, they've been 2 weeks. But they all have the bungs put in the bung holes at the top here that I'm filling them up with. But you fill them up with water, and when you come to drain them, when you open up the spout on the front, if they're fully sealed, they won't leak at all. You open up the front drain and they won't dump water out. You have to open up the bung for them to actually dump water out. That's how you know they're cured and ready to go. So I filled up my barrel and I brought them over here and was ready to drain them. I flipped the valves on all 3 to open up the valves, or all 6 of them rather, to open up the valves. And on all 6 of them, I was very happy to see not a single one dumped any water out, which means every single one of them was fully sealed and airtight, not just watertight, airtight. And I had to go through and remove the bungs on all of them in order for them to actually drain alcohol or drain water. So I know when I fill these guys up, they're not going to leak. There may be a case where, I'm going to lose some of the alcohol to the wood. It's going to soak into the wood. I don't think it'll soak a lot into the wood because they're fairly well saturated. But we will have a very good time of having whiskey aging in these barrels. And this is just a small batch. 6 barrels is going to give me 17 cases, 18 cases, 19 cases. It'll be between 19 and 20 cases. It's not a huge batch. It's about as much production as I get in a half a month When we are fully operational, this will end up being about a week's production. But right now, finances require this to be about a month's worth of production. And I'll have another 6 barrels behind it, either later this month or early in June. That'll be our first batch of the new year. I've got 2 more batches that are coming out this year in the next 2 months. It's going to be another lean year, but it'll be enough for us to get enough product put together so that we can turn around and carry on in the next year and grow our production into 40 to 60 cases a month. The goal being next year being 25 to 30 cases every single month, and putting away 2 sets of these 12 barrels every month. And I don't think that's too ambitious of a goal. I think it's doable. I think it's exceptionally doable. And you know, because it's not just going to be our bourbon, it's going to be our bourbon, our straight whiskey, our special reserve, and our double oak rye. A real key to our late 2023 and early 2024 operation plan is getting our straight whiskey and special reserve and rye back into bottling and back into our operational plan. We've been unable to do that this year because it's been so damn expensive to get barrels of rye and barrels of straight light corn whiskey. But the goal is by the end of this year to have that stuff back in production, and by early next year to start turning around product on those again, because those guys sell like great. Those are our price leaders. Our bourbon is our flagship craft whiskey, but our price leaders are the straight whiskey. You know, it starts at $35, $40 for our special reserve, $45 for our double oak rye. Those are the guys that, you know, we sell volume. Those are the guys that we go and we work on volume. Versus our other stuff, versus our Boomtown, which we go on price. That is our premium product. I'm not so much worried about selling 1,000 cases a year of our Boomtown bourbon. I would love to sell 1,000 cases a year of the other stuff. Nope, we got one full one. Hot damn. All right, on to barrel number 5. That means this one's going to be filling up in just a second. This is the one I'm watching next. Come on. This is also a great way to clean out my bottler. All I'm doing is basically running clean whiskey through this thing. This is working much faster than the siphon method I was using. Much faster. Why did that one fill up so much faster than the other two? Whatever. This was taking forever. All right, it's fine. Whatever. Patience. Patience is a virtue. Eclecticism is also a virtue. It may be made up, but it's definitely a virtue. All right, come on. Dum diddle dum 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 diddle dum 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 diddle dum diddle dum diddle diddle dum dum dum. Bum, 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 there we go. This one's full. All right. And I put the bunghole stopper, the TP in the bunghole. There we go. Those two are done. The last thing I need to do is put the label on the barrels to give it the identification day, 5/5/23. I might fudge it and call it 5/4/23. You know, may the fourth be with you. Y'all don't tell anybody if I do that, all right? That one should be the next one that fills up. And then I'll take that hose and put it in that barrel. Then these three should fill up at about the same time. And I think I have about a gallon's worth of liquor as a safety in this batch. And then once we're done with this, these go over to my rack house and they sit. They sit and rest. Oh, why the fuck did this one fill up next? I was not expecting that. All right. That tells me that that one was not siphoning effectively when we were filling them up to begin with. I think I'm also going to shave when I get home. I don't know if I'm going to shave my face clean, but it feels thick. You know, it feels really thick, and it's summertime, so I think I'm just going to trim it down. I think I'm going to trim my beard down when I get home. And then we'll have the sip and chill. Friday night sip and chill, sip and chat. Chill and chat? Ah, whatever. We'll call it a late night happy hour. All right, another one full. This one is dumb. What's wrong with you? Stupid barrel. All right, load them up. Which one's gonna finish first? A, B, A, B. I kind of think it should be B because it was already being filled when everything started. But everything I thought I knew has turned out to be a farce. I don't know. I only have about a gallon or so left in there. Now, this is the first one that I started filling. This was the last one that I started filling. This is not how I expected this to go. Like, it's not leaking out the bottom. There we go. We have a winner. Barrel number letter B is the winner. Wins the Cupid doll. Now, can all four of these fit in the same hole? Can we have quadruple penetration? Is that allowed? Is that possible? No, we can't. All right. Y'all are dirty perverts. Behave yourselves. What the hell? Come on. How close did I get? Oh, that's right at the top. Ha! Perfect. I was very close. I was about as close as one could expect. It is right. It is right there at the tip of my finger. That is perfect. I am going to, however, try to squeeze just a few more drops in there. And I am going to go for the quadruple penetration. Ugh. The elusive quadruple penetration. There we go. That'll do it. That'll do. That is everything that I needed and everything that I wanted, and even a little dirty porn reference. I mean, what more could you ask for, right? Time machine, fast forward this whole process and get some whiskey done sooner? Yeah. That'd be nice, but miss out on all the stuff that happens in between? Nah. I'm an old school kind of guy. I like the journey. I like the journey. Pick and pick. There I am. So, the camera's over here. I need to move it so that I can move over here and get where I need to be. All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages, it's time for me to wrap this up. I'm going to go home and eat dinner. I'm going to go home, eat dinner, and have some time with my family. And then I'll come back on in a little while. 165 divided by 60, 2.5 hours. Not bad. Not bad. I'll take 2.5 hours. We clocked 5 hours today. It's not enough, but I'll take it. I'm going to have dinner with my family, and then we'll come back on for a little sip and chat. I'll do a full-on forum show. I'll open it up. We'll talk about what everything is going on. We'll talk about Ukraine. We'll talk about Trump. We'll talk about the whatever mass shootings. We'll talk about immigration. We'll talk about drugs. We'll talk about whiskey. We'll talk about all the stuff. I mean, we're open. Whatever you want to bring to the party, I'll have the party. It'll probably be around midnight. We'll do a little Old Humble late night. We'll see how it goes. And this is a test to see how the technology, if what I want to do will work on a setup the way my son has it. Because what he wants to do won't work on his computer. He needs a stronger graphics card, not the GPU, not CPU. And he needs a wired connection, not a wireless connection. But that's another issue entirely. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages, I am and continue to be your spirit guide, the Old Humble guy himself. Cheers and good night.